teachers, welcome once again to our vlog. This is TeacherNica, and if you are new to my channel, please do not forget to click the subscribe button and the bell button to get notified of my previews and future videos. And if you are still my subscribers, welcome back once again to my video. Now, we are going to talk about this comment, okay? Our co-teacher asked for some ideas on how to introduce themselves or yourself to your student in order to gain some bookings. So let's help our friend teacher Noha regarding this idea. Here are some tips on how to introduce yourself to gain bookings. Without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so gaining bookings is a little bit difficult for all of the teachers. So when we have the chance to introduce ourselves in a video, we make sure that it would gather the interest of, or it will get, or even catch the attention of our students, our prospective students. So here are some of my tips. First is that be friendly and smile. Okay, so when you are recording yourself, always be friendly and put a smile on your face. Okay, constant smile on your videos would encourage your student that you are kind and you're interesting to talk with. Okay, your smile and your let's say the way they see how formal you are on the camera, what catches their interest also. Next, number two, wear professional attire and makeup. For girls or for women, it is preferable if you wear a makeup on your video. Any simple makeups, if you like, simple makeups will do. And of course, you need to wear formal attires, wearing black coats or let's say any formal tops. It doesn't really need that you wear a full business attire from head to toe, but just on top would be fine. Okay, as long as they could see that you are wearing formal attire on the video. Next is that number three, well lighting. So if you are recording yourself, make sure that your room is well lit and the student can't see any shadows on your background, just like this one. Okay, well lit, no any other shadows that they could see on your background, and as much as possible your background must be plain white. Okay, there are some students who would prefer their teacher to have a plain white background, but in some other companies they would request that there is some props also shown in your background, like creative welcome to the class and creativity, some apples, stars, and any shapes. So that would do also. But that depends on the company. Most of the company would prefer to have a plain white background. So this kind of background, this is just a cartolina, okay, a cartolina or a paper or even a cloth would do. Okay, just plain white. Anything would do. As much as it's neat, and when the student sees your video, it's neat and um no smudges of dirt on your background. You can actually, for this video, I could crop this. Okay, this video, I could edit the video and crop it, making sure that those edges that I don't want to see on my videos could be removed. Okay, so or removed, so that would do. And number four is that you should prepare your spiel. You should prepare your, let's say, script. You should not base 100% on your script, like as if you are reading the whole thing, but you could actually read the spill that you prepared, but don't make it too obvious. Okay, at least familiarize yourself first on what you're going to say, and then you could say it in your video. Okay, so having like guide, like for example, you're going to start with a quotation and then your name and then your experience. So just keep that in mind. And therefore, you can say all of your ideas and encourage your student in a constructive manner. Okay, in a very formal and clear idea. They would prefer their teacher to have these informations like the name of the teacher, what they could expect, or what are the experiences of the teacher, what lessons do you have, or what lessons did you have it previously. So you could say those. Okay. Next, make sure for the fifth tip, or for my number five tip, it is the content. Okay. Make sure that your content includes your name and what should they call you. Like, for example, hello, I am teacher Nika, but you can call me Nika. Okay, just like that. And then things that you like to do and some things that you are interesting about. Okay, say things that you like and you are interested with. Like, for example, in my videos or introduction videos, I sometimes say that I like reading books, and also I am a fan of animes, western movies, fictions and non-fiction novels. Look, like those. Okay, tell those to your students because maybe you have the same interest with your student. Okay, so include that with your video. Next is that your experience. Of course, if you have any experience, state that on your video. It is not necessary, or it is not that, let's say, very important in some other companies, but it is preferable to have experiences included in your video because the students would also consider if you are a teacher who have already a lot of teaching experiences. So you should include that also. If you are a government teacher, a public teacher, or a private teacher before, you should include that. Next is that what you could offer as a teacher. What, let's say, what are the things that you like to share to your students? How do you encourage them in booking your class? Is that you could tell them that these are your expected lessons from the class. You are expected to learn grammar, pronunciation, proper enunciation, and proper blah blah blah. Okay, many things that you could also offer your students. So, of course, the last one is to encourage them politely. You make sure that you are very polite within terms to sharing or encouraging your students. Always make sure that I am, like, including saying this quotation, I also do this, saying that I am an encouraging, loving, creative spirit. Yeah, that one. I always get that in my videos when I introduce myself to my students. So I am patient, encouraging, loving, creative spirit. Okay, so that means that I am this kind of person. Okay, so that means, oh, you are approachable. I could ask you with any questions regarding my English. Could you help me with this and that? Okay, so your student would also consider on what kind of person are you. So encourage them with what you offer yourself with. Aside from your skills, your personality also. Next, number six, don't talk too fast or too slow. When you are making a video for an introduction to your students to encourage them to book in your class, avoid speaking too fast. Because if you speak too fast, those beginner level students would not book your class because they already knew that you would speak too fast in class. And it would be very difficult for them to catch or to understand your ideas or your information that you're trying to tell them. And if you speak too slow this time, you will not encourage those advanced students, those adults, mostly adult students. Because if you are too slow, you are mostly kidifying your video. And the student would not like to book a teacher whose only focus is on kids. Okay, make sure that you are, let's say, flexible. You could accept kids and adult students in your introduction. So always speak in a not too fast and not too slow pace. Okay? Next is that make, okay, this is the very last tip, and I think you should always remember this, not only on your videos, on making your videos, but also after your student book your class. Okay? Every classes make it interesting, because your students feedback after having your lesson, the students feedback will also reflect on your booking. Because if this previous student of yours didn't like your performance, therefore the feedback would be very, let's say, would be negative. And therefore the teacher, or the, let's say, the student rather, the student would not encourage other students to book your class, and therefore you will get less booking. Now, make sure that you always make every lesson interesting and treasure each student. I encounter having only one student in a company, so it is actually normal. And then after that, the next day I will get two or three more, and then slowly getting a fully booked slots. Why? Because I was able to slowly, um, let's say, gather the interest of my students based on the feedback of my one student that I had in that company. I will share that company's information in my next vlog. This is actually a new company that I've been working with, because I am looking for a company where I could work also in a fixed schedule. And because I am about to take my licensure exam, and I need to focus on reviews, but of course I need money to support my licensure examination. Let's say the classes, the review classes, and also the other processes that I need. So I need money. Therefore, I need to have a fixed schedule. Fixed schedule, because I am a kind of person who likes to have a fixed schedule for my work and studies. So I would share that information to you in the future. And this is the company where I encounter only having one student in class. So now, if you are going to, again, let's say, encourage your students, make sure to follow the steps. Okay? Thank you very much, and I would give a follow-up introduction video for those native camp teachers who would like to make another introduction videos in the future. Thank you very much, and hope to see you once again. And do not forget to click the subscribe button and the bell button to get notified. See you in my next vlog. Goodbye!